Oh, that shot up really bad. No, it fixed itself. Okay, cool. All right. This is my first time using a capture card, but everything seems to be running smoothly. No frames dropped for a second, but that's because of the transmission and stuff. But everything seems to be holding up very well. Hello. I'm sorry. Welcome everybody. My name is That Quiet Storm. Actually, let me adjust this just a smidget. I gotta sneeze. Oh, sorry. All right, let me try this again. Maybe I'm a little too loud. Turn that down a smidge. Oh, I thought I fixed all this stuff before I started. Okay, I'm sorry. Hi everybody, my name is That Quiet Storm, and I'm about to play The Great Ace Attorney. I really like the Ace Attorney series. I already played the Phoenix Wright version, and when I heard this was coming out, I really couldn't wait to play it, and I bought it yesterday, and I was about to play it last night. So I already seen like the beginning cutscene or whatever. So I'm gonna have like a dry reaction to it, but I really wanted to like stream this because I know my reactions for the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and I know that was maybe because it's loud because maybe because I turned it up, it's a little bit louder than usual. But back to what I was saying. I started playing it and I was like, yo, I already know I would be laughing and reacting to this really bad. So I decided to hold off, and I went out and got me a capture card just now. When I got me a capture card from Best Buy, I came back, took a little while to set it up, and now that I finally have everything set up, I'm gonna play Ace Attorney. I should turn on. I'm gonna turn on my music for a second. Cut off my music so that way the game music doesn't. Well, I'm sorry. Ooh, okay, that was weird. That way the stream music doesn't cut into the game music, which the soundtrack for this is already a banger. It's a bop. But anyways, I'm gonna start. Like I said, I already started like the first 5 minutes of this. Actually, let me go into the stream, see if anybody's here. Please let me know in the chat if the game is too loud, if my voice is too low. Okay, I think it's pretty good. It's kind of loud in my ears though, so I'm gonna turn it down. That's probably why I think it's kind of loud. But yeah, like I said, if the game is too loud, if my voice is too low, please let me know. But I already seen all this, so I'm gonna have a dry reaction.
Empire of Japan. After opening its doors,
Okay.
a push for cultural transformation
My frame dropped for
brought
a
great
second, but
waves of Western
it's fine.
influence to this far eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide.
I didn't notice the last time, but that man got a weird. But that's
But
Ace
for
Attorney
one
for
man,
you.
the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Dun, dun, dun. All right. So I didn't go very far. I literally stopped. What happened? Okay, no, it's good. I literally stopped around about here. Like a few more cutscenes. Also, I'm really bad at voice acting, so we'll see how that goes. I guess I'm gonna use my normal voice for the main character, the one that we're playing, and I'll try to do my best on voice acting for everybody else. Oh man, this is my first time doing it like this. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? What? I can't. I don't even think I want to give him a deep voice. I want to give him like a scratchy, not scratchy, probably like a high pitched. Oh, nothing. Oh no, nothing. Save your glances, murderer. I guess I could. Yeah, I would go with that. Dot. Sorry. I'm not even going to attempt to say his name because Ryunosuke. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm gonna call him Ryu. I'm gonna call him Ryu for short. That would make this so much easier on me. Ryu. I'm a second year student at the Imperial University. I'm just skip over words I can't say it. I'm so bad. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am, awaiting my trial. That's not him. I know that's not him. That's not me. It's a sword guy. That's enough. I'm gonna give him a D voice. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. I'm a slow reader. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes, and until the judge has given him a verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat this man as a criminal, so you will hold your tongue. Technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. And yet, I seem... Oh, what was that? And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right. Ryu? Oh. Yes, of course. Sorry. ... What are you apologizing? What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, there's my note. Oh, no. I suppose that wasn't my fault. ... But really, Kazuma. Oh, I can say that one. Duh. I can say Kazuma. Kazuma. I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. I can't deal. Okay. There you go. There you go again. Apologizing. Just like always. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers in these past few days. University professor murdered in cold blood by student. Yume University. Yume University. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I can never murder somebody. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. I don't think you should have a deep voice anymore. You mean, I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryu. Oh, these difficult names. Kazuma, my best friend, also in his second year at Yume University. But he's far more clever than I. A star student, in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Oh, what? Okay, I wasn't done reading. I'm sorry, I'm a slow reader. Why'd you skip ahead? It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old here in Japan, anyway. My qualifications don't mean much yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago, but I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yes, that's when it all started. Congratulations, Kazuma. It looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. I know. I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. Oh man, I'm sorry. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm happy for you and proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura bellowing around his temple. I want to bring about a change in our legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see. Oh no, that's my voice. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We have a wild child tearing it up in the streets of Her Majesty's city of London together. If only. Oh, I can't deal. If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place for a while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. I'll see you in English class tomorrow, then, partner. I don't know how other YouTubers and other people do it, switching voices back and forth like that. It was right after that happened. That's when it happened. It was straight after that. That's when it happened. Kazuma. Asogi? Asogi. May I have a word? Ooh, she's kind of cute. Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has a personal significance to me. But never mind that for now. Asogi. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. You should go immediately to the judge's chambers. His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a certain decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today. As a result, who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at the university before. I see. I'll go there then. Oh no. I shall accompany you. See, I shall accompany you as well. All right then, Ryu. I shall see you in the courtroom. Yes. Yes. Thanks, Kazuma. Dot dot dot. Dot 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 dot. Ugh, this is awkward. If I may. Yes, sorry. You must be the defendant, Ryu Naruhado, I believe. Yes, that's right. Eugen Mikotoba. My name is Eugen Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. Ah, Professor. I heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Asogi told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go study abroad in Great Britain. That's probably not what that said, but... However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked. Never granted again. What? Ah, as I suspected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you. Ugh. He agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered. But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has chosen from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. ... But I didn't do it, I swear. I'm not a murderer. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Sorry? What do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. But then what should I do? Well, Naturally, I'm not going to just do anything that could lead to a convention. Right. So, as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain questions to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. I feel like he's trying to set me up. I don't trust that. I do. But what will the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defend it. The court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. Big word. I'm not that smart. Oh, I can't. It would seem our surreptitious decisions are about to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asugi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as a defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyways. This is it. If the trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on the unforgettable trial. My one and only chance of proving my innocence, the trial that would decide my destiny. I'm sorry about my bad talking, chatting, voice acting. That's what I'm looking for. Voice acting. I'm sorry for my bad voice acting. 22nd November, 9 a.m. Supreme Court of... I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna stop embarrassing myself now. So this is a courtroom. I know his voice is British as fuck, and I'm not doing his voice justice right now because I'm using my normal voice. The Supreme Court. No court in the land has more power. I don't much like the looks of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. A secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time, but for now, you need to concentrate, Ryu. It's about to begin. I'm thirsty. The tutorial. This court music though. The court will now. What kind of voice do I want to do? That's a good question. What kind of voice do I want to give? The court. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhado. I'm gonna get that right one day. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. He's a tutorial prosecution every time. The prosecution is now ready, Your Excellency. As is the defense. Switching these voices is gonna be hard for me. I don't know how people do it. I'm gonna just start giving people the same voices. Yes, before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. I might just give everybody give all the males the same voice. You just read it. Cause switching voices is very difficult. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I have made the request myself. Normal procedures is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to the trial. I said there's no duh in there. As this is an unusual such circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for this defendant in this trial? Oh, I'm gonna defend myself. This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? The question. That's the question the profession meant. But then, if I say I do, ... I need to answer quickly. What should I do? Answer I do. I'll defend myself. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here...
Yes!
Yes! I can't do his... I don't think I do his voice. What is this? What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Ryu, will be defending myself. You'll be... What? I feel like I'm gonna do everybody's voices the same and only change the switch between males and females. I'm gonna do old dude's voice high pitch like that. Every once in so often I'll switch it up. What are you playing at, Ryu? Professor told me everything just now before the trial. He did what? He said your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. ... How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off? That... Pause. Wait. Pause. Wait a minute. That's a little sus. You didn't say no pause. Yeah. Oh man. And then where the hell is this wind coming from? His bandana's just been flowing this whole time without a lick of wind anywhere. No, that's not it. Really. It's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... ... Yes. I knew that's how you feel. Which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Tis, Professor, you shouldn't have stuck your nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes that the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well. Does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel? Really?
Objection!
Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that defendant's innocence is so apparent he's confident he can speak for himself. Is that so? Isn't that so, Naruhodo, son? Oh, yes, yes, exactly. I was about to say accuracy. I don't know why. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not that confident at all. Phoenix, yep, I can see that they're definitely descendants of each other because that's the same face Phoenix makes. Oh man. In fact, my mind is a complete blank. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed. I can't do voice acting because I can't say words. Anyways, as you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of something of Japan. I need to press that real quick. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear? Defended Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. My competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. So let's start with the very simplest of questions. Oh, yes. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I care to remember. But wait. Ugh, I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. What's his name again? What was it again? Ryunosuke. I forgot I was supposed to say Ryu. Let me guess, your mind's gone blank. You know me so well. All of relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that. It's simple. You can access the court record with a press of R, the R trigger. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there. I just have to press R for the court record. All right, there's no time to lose. Oh, university copy. This is the list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people instead with R. You'll find details about the victim in here. When you're done, press B to go back. John H. Oh. See, okay, so yesterday I was going through everybody's like profiles, the extra stuff, the special features, all that stuff. And I remember seeing Wilson. And that's old girl's father, maybe? Or maybe grandfather. But Iris, that was her name. Iris Wilson. The victim of this case. He was visiting professor of medicine at Yume University from the British Empire. Oh, don't tell me he's gonna be the murderer. Don't tell me this man's about to be the murderer. Okay, when you're done, press B to go back. Okay, go. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Eat these chips right there. Sorry for making noise. Try. You better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record, then press X to present. Try it now.
Yes!
Yes. The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Well, at least you can remember the name of the esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor of England, invited to Yuma University 3 days ago. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound cantations. Please don't judge me, or if you judge me, don't judge me too hard. I'm sorry. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally, and as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. You two are both undergraduates of the Imperial Yuma University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education, have you no honor? Ugh, but I didn't do it. This case, I was about to do the girl's voice, but I was about to do that. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities. I can't say. Why can't I say that word? Is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. I think I'm starting to get how I want these voices to be. A bit. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. I think I gave him too deep of a voice, So this time I'm gonna give him a octave lower than what I'm doing for Kazuma. I mean, not Kazuma, for Ryu. I'll see you in English class tomorrow, then, partner. The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. ... Wait. Have I had my mouse, my thing in front of the thing the whole time? I've seen this man at the university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello. Why? So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. I'm gonna give a deep voice for him a little bit. I'm gonna go a little bit lower. That's probably what I'm gonna do for him. I'm gonna finish eating my chicken. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. The cause of death? Well, obviously that was, Ryu. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find a piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and present. Do it now. Cause of death. Death occurrence a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by loss of blood from gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body.
Yes!
Well, according to these documents, the victim suffered hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Wanting to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report. I take it. Sorry. Yes, that's right. And post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects the corpse to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But in Japan, a police officer immediately inspects the body and draws conclusions in that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. This so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime, you can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. The photographic print of the victim has been entered into the court record. I'm doing so bad, but I'm noticing as I'm doing this, I'm getting slightly better doing this. So the first half is cringe. I'm getting a little better at doing this. I'm starting to like feel out how I want everybody's voices to be as I'm going along. Chippy break. I'm sorry. So that's a photographic print. Although, even if I am getting a little better with the voice acting, I am stumbling my words a little. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. Very well. I'm satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial. Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better appraise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened. Ugh. This is it then. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotoba? Mikotoba? Yes, clearly you're the defendant's lawyer today, not me, but that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Ah, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asogi must not be defendant's lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me would greatly be appreciated, Kazuma. How did that get through? I thought I had a bot that deleted that. Whatever, it's fine. Oh, I guess it's because it's not set up as a link. It's spread out. That's smart. But bots. Well, my first piece of advice is rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. Only if you rein in the crazy headband and control the cold stares first. I'm glad he pointed out the headband. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please. Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am the head waiter at the Western style restaurant called La Carnival. La Carnival. Are you alright? You seem to be copied up some It is a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Well, it really should. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. There's grim occurrence in one of the district's so-called restaurants in a current eatery 3 days ago. Understood. Hosonaga-san, will you kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident? At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. Oh, Perspiring, maybe, but aspiring? It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied. That fits with my memory of it too. There was hardly anyone in the place. It was when I was in the kitchen putting away cookery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair, and standing immediately beside him, gun in his hand, was the accused university student.
Yes!
Hold on, let me clarify something here. While I did pick up the gun that I found lying on the floor, besides the professor, I didn't shoot him.
Objection!
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness report of what he saw. You amateur. But the next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, defended Naruhodo. Don't worry, Ryosuke. Ryu, you'll have your chance to fight back. For now, you must just wait quietly. Okay, let me calm down. For now, you must just quietly listen to the witness. If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today. Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No. There was no one else around the table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around the table. What's the matter, Ryu? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was Wooding sitting opposite him at his table. Really? And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? Oh,
Yes!
I didn't mean to do that. Just a moment, please. Dr. Wizard wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Objection!
I didn't mean to do that. Dear me, dear me, dear me. What are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court procedures, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? But I'm sure of what I saw. Hosanagi-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy. No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please have a look if you'd like to. Let me see. A sketch of the establishment layout, drawn by yourself, I presume. That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business's card It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Well, you're clearly a very consensuous waiter. Thank you, sir. I'm gonna get penalized. No, I guess not. I guess they just gonna ignore it. I'm glad they just ignore it. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well, is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. What was that about? He was completely calm and collected until now. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. The waiter's business card has been entered into the court record. Alright, stop coughing in my ear. Dang. And cover your mouth. So, the court has now heard a precis of the case. I can't with these words. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant, the only person in close proximity of the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. I can't even say that right. I'm stumbling through that. If you admit you're guilty at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of this case to the court. But I must warn the defense, if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. ... What do you think I should do, Kazuma? What do you mean? What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? ... Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual about these peculiarities. I'm gonna stumble through that. It's fine. You said it. Professor Mikotoba said it, and so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. ... As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent, and I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryu. defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is. Indeed. Prosecutor Ouchie. Ouchie? Ouchie. I'm gonna just say Ouchie. Please proceed with this. Please continue with the proceedings. Tisk. Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint. There you go, bragging about himself again. But I can be a devil when I want to be. Ugh. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witnesses. Very well. Officer, bring forth the witnesses at once. Oh, wait, I think I remember. Yeah, that's what I thought. You can have more than one witness on, at the same time. Unlike the Phoenix Wright series, you can have more than one. Sorry, I really gotta eat these chips. I'm kind of hungry. I really wanted to hurry up and stream this, so I didn't really eat beforehand, which is a dumb thing. So I'm re-snacking on chips every once in a while. Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Oh, now I gotta come up with more names. Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Aisa Nosa, reporting for duty, sir. Myself? Let's try to give him an old man voice. I can't really think of an old man voice. Myself? I find employed as a purveyor of fine arts, fine articles of antiquity from the it's a French Nippon. I'm struggling through these words. I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm sorry that I'm struggling through all these words. And conduct my trade. I'm using the same voice as and conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premises in the 2nd District, Q-Rio Korikuta, at your service. Yeah, I'm gonna be struggling through all these. I didn't think I would be struggling this much, but it's okay. Y'all can make fun of me. Y'all can make as much fun of me as you want. Anyways, an antique dealer and a soldier were an unusual pairing. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. Maybe I can give him like an airy old man voice. Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post noon, and not infrequently conversate with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business. I can't understand a word that old man is saying. Me too. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at Le Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. Let me adjust my mic a bit because I adjusted my head down. Just a bit. All right. He obviously targets Le Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative. The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir. This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. I thought I was tripping. So, this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Now, the court will hear your formal testimonies, please. Will you state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred? Sir, yes sir. Standing by, what the? Oh, there's a baby behind his back. There's a baby on his back. Standing by ready to report, sir. Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon. I'm. Why they gotta use the big words on me? Why can't they just keep it simple? What the witness saw. I was ingesting a regular beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself? I was extolling the verses of a particularly fine golden Kuro to the military gentleman. At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniform varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly weasel. I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysterious absconded precious Kuro. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That worked. The baby, though. The knife? What did man pull out a knife? What the fuck? What the hell did man pull out a knife for? That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgettable enemy. Unforgivable. What times we live in when an English gentleman may be assaulted in broad daylight. But that's ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Ryu? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun. That's that I saw lying on the floor. After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat down and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant. When I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I picked it up, bang! Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. So maybe it was the woman? And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who the criminal was. There is? Ryu, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now. As we heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in these testimonies of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. I can't keep up with these voice changes. I don't know how the YouTubers do it. I don't know how anybody does it. I might need somebody else to come in here and play with me. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice. Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my great duty.
Yes!
Let me finish reading. What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? The defense demands the right to cross-examination. Dear me. Let me guess. The headband boy, the Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. Huh? How did he know? Prosecution ejects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry it out in cross-examination?
Objection!
The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Cosmo is so commanding. Alright, don't get wet over him. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. Alright. This is where the battle really begins. Ryu. But I don't even know what I have to do in the cross-examination. I do. I played Phoenix Wright. It's okay. But I have to go through this tutorial part. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means what the soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it. And the key to doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witnesses is lying. Now let's go. Ryu, don't let them beat you. that weak ass, that weak stomp. Anyway, all right then. It's all or nothing. I know he wasn't yelling, but I feel like he was yelling in his head. Let's see. Beefsteak at the restaurant discussing with the old man. To find at the precise moment. Actually, let me save real quick. Let me save. Knowing me, I might mess up. Even though this is the tutorial part. So I fired my just so I observed the enemy's action with my own eyes.
Yes!
So, you're saying that you actually saw me at that time? Affirmative! I saw you, laughing, crackling, like a madman, as you trained the barrel of your gun on the English civilian. But that's impossible. I only... Allow me to confirm just one point, please. What is that, Private? Thinking carefully about the statement you just made, it seems to me that it must have been just after you heard the gunshot that you looked over at the victim's table. And so what if it is? Well, if that really is the case, it would mean you didn't, in fact, see the precise moment when the killer actually fired the gun. ... Ugh. And double ugh. My sixth sense. Sorry? My sixth sense of danger. I picked up the waves of murderous energy radiating from your foul mind. Which means, a split second before you pulled the trigger, I looked right at you, Cadet. Surely that's not possible, is it? Do you think I'd have got where I am today in the army if I couldn't sense danger in the air, son? Well. It would seem the soldiers absolutely convinced that he saw you do the deed. Oh, achievement. Hello. This is not good. Because it was in the chest, which means he got shot from the front and not from the back. Present.
Yes!
Got your ass. Got your ass. ... Dot. What are you playing at, Cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting this wad of papers in my mustache. Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. There's a clear inconsistency here. Tis, what nonsense? What can this document possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. Ugh, this is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It could be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Cosmo, what? What are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at the post-mortem report presented by the defense that there is a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. What? Sergeant Nosa. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on Englishman civilian, and from the back, the cowardly weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
Yes!
But no, that just can't be. And why not, cadet? Because... I'm about to sneeze. Sorry. Oh, my nose. Oh, my nose. Okay. I'm good. As clearly stated in the post-mortem report, fatal hemorrhage. I'm gonna go say hemorrhage. If I fuck that up, I'm sorry. I'm not good on big words apparently. From pectoral ballistic trauma. No exit wound. Bullet did not pass through the body. The photographic print of the victim clearly shows the same thing. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from the bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? The baby. The baby. Oh, what was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Certainly, there's a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? ... Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious Le Carnival steak. Sir. What? The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Nosa, did not see the defendant firing the gun at all. Ugh. That's absurd. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for amateur prosecutors here in this courtroom. All right. I can't. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm good. I'll pass on those. Oh man, there's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial, just from that one discrepancy. So this is what an ace attorney is all about. But I definitely saw him. That university cadet there. He was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back.
Yes!
But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either? Myself? I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure. Treasure? Indeed. The Hoy Era Koban. My prize coin. On each occasion when I visit the restaurant, it's my habitude to place in my bosom pocket a peculiar trinket of interest from my shop, Rasute, in the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you. On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I pro offered my Hoy Treze. Believed that he would purchase this such a rare find. I did not, but I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished. The Koban vanished? Hunting the ground under the table. I was in case mayhap it had fallen there, and then it happened. So you heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did, but I heed it not, for I was concerned only with finding my abscond Hoy treasure. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? No. I see. That lamentable day, the precious Hoy Koban was lost to me. No doubt, some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize money for himself. As I'm sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard is inconclusive. No matter how subvert our government feels It must be to the British. It would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, prosecutor? Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. Huh? My witnesses have further testimonies to make. Explain. Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. I knew what I wanted to say, but I couldn't get the word to come out. The equally despicable defendant, Ryu Naruhodo. What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Ugh. Very well. The court invites the witness to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reason behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear cold glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir. At once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir. Excuse me. There's something or someone peeking over your shoulders, I think. Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosai family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name, Ado. It would seem those straps are the sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Adieu. Tenshun. Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. My ears sweaty. I'm gonna switch ears now. Put it on this one. Switching ears. All right, back into it. Oops. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was being discharged, it's almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man, he was that young lad in black. That much I did see for myself. That much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniform cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out. These testimony. Oh, wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
Objection!
If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact. This is a photographic print of the scene of the crime, counsel. Indeed, of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by the investigator immediately after the incident. As can plainly be seen, there is only one plate set. Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in company of anyone else. That doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. Photographic print of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintained that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true. I saw her. I swear I saw her. I saw a woman with him. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to the Great Britain on time after all. The witnesses' testimonies we have just heard leave no further room for doubt. These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Takatsuchi Aochi, will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor. ... How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Cross-examine, my guy. Stand tall. Ryu, it's not over. I'm gonna finish this chapter and then stop the stream and then go eat and then chill for a while and then do chapter 2. Okay. What? If what you said is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuma. The defendant is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick, understood? Tis. Rules can be so unbending at times. I need a... My mustache hair is just itching my nose. Ugh. He looks like Phoenix. Or Phoenix looks like him a little. Okay. At the precise moment, the firearm was discharged. It was almost the same thing. His pointing was going from he was. That much I did see so myself. Do I have any? Did not pass through the body. Okay. Oh. Okay. And then let me look at this one. I would say glass of wine, there's wine in the bottle, there's a fork. But the food doesn't look eaten right here. But that's probably just because of the angle. Bottle of wine, there's a knife. Bottle, okay. Is there anything in this picture? Why was he turned around? Is the question. Gunshot wound. Anything? Buttons. Looking. Fork. Okay. Wait a minute. Oh no, that's probably right there in the corner. Okay.
Yes!
Let me question this. Yes, it may be true that I was holding a gun at that point in time. But I told you already, it's only because I picked it up off the floor. Well, obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you could explain it. I had just finished drinking my coffee and was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed a gun on the floor at Dr. Lich's feet, so I picked it up. And at the exact moment, a gunshot rang in my ear. Full of events beyond our control, life is. Sorry? What do you mean? In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated this testing predicament. Whereas Kurt, I failed to pick up the cobalt from the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. I don't know what kind of voice I want to give him. Anyway, the fact remains, myself, I did cheat you. With the pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner. Furthermore, visual search the premises at the time confirmed that we were only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman dining all by himself. Therefore, no other. Actually, I'm.
Yes!
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. No. To me, exactly. Perfectly reasonable in every way. I did not mean to press X. Precisely take a leaf out of the witness's book and learn to be more reasonable. So, alright. I just need to calm down and think everything through again from the start. I didn't yet need to press X. I meant to press. I meant to switch to people. There's no people? Well, I guess. That's weird. Underwater and a steak. There's a liquid in that drink. But I'm overthinking it because there's liquid in that drink in that picture, but in this picture, I don't know if there is liquid or not. The fork is on the thing. I'm reading too far into this, by the way. I'm too far ahead. Kitchen entrance. But where were they? That's obviously where the victim died. Okay, I'm stuck. What do you think, Rio? Oh. What's the matter? What's the matter? I can't find anything. I can't find a clear discrepancy anywhere. I'm done for. I can't win this trial. No. Oh, no. That's me. Listen, first thing to do is calm down. You can't expect witness testimonies to be full of holes every time. So you just take your time and try to tease more information out of them first. What do you mean? Oh, just keep pressing them. Or present against each. Yeah. Okay. Alright, that's what I should have kept doing then. The important thing is, there's no such holding back. If anything even slightly jars with you, press the witness on it, press them hard. Alright, got it. I'll press them like blocks of tofu. The professor wasn't alone in the restaurant, I'm sure of it. In one way or another, the cross-examination is going to prove I'm right. It's time to press them for all they're worth. My fate depends on it. I didn't mean to press X. I wish I did see myself, furthermore, visual.
Yes!
You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Blitzer's table. There was a lady there.
Objection!
As you have been at pains to point out time and time again, I feel I'm growing a callus in my ear. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. Ugh. If only there had been more people in the dining there at the time, then someone else would have noticed her. Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. I know, of course, the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, and why he was alone. Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason. There was? Aha! This was found in the victim's pocket. What is this? What is that, Counsel? It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem the victim had an appointment at the clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. Hota Clinic. Yes. There would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th November, noon, 1 p.m. The very day of the incident. So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on the case. I wonder. What do you think, Ryu? Well, it's hard to see how it could be related really. Remember, you can request for it to be entered into a court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. Should I ask for Dr. Blitz's medical report card to be submitted as evidence or not? Yeah.
Yes!
If I may, I'd like to ask for the medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? The court has already heard conclusive witness testimonies. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern.
Objection!
Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have the right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon? You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request. for submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request. Tis. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. Court heart. Medical record. What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you. Alright, let me pull up this record and read it. Nothing? Medical found in victim's pocket. Oh, now I can look at people. Not that it matters at this point. And I can't look at it, so. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festivals. But it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you've forgotten that these witnesses' testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused Korikuta-san. Let's see. Let's go. Let's press.
Yes!
Press this real quick, see if we can get some. So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone. That I did. Forgive me for the position I placed you in. So the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on this point. Isn't that interesting? And let us not forget the inconceivable evidence we have to support their statements as well. As can clearly be seen, there's only a single beefsteak on the victim's table, a meal for one. The antique dealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before him, it's not impossible that they're all lying. But if so, then why? If I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea.
Yes!
Press that. Why aren't you telling the truth? What? What did you say, Cadet? I clearly remember. There was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might not have noticed. But for both of you to have failed to see the professor's dining companion is just not possible. Unfortunately for you, Defendant Naruhodo, it's not just a case of these two witnesses alone. Sorry? The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said the victim was alone. That's right. Precisely. In other words, you are the sole proponent of this phantom lady. But if such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. ... And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made. This is a blatant waste of the court's time. There's nothing I can say to that. ... Tish, ha 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 ha. Excellent work, Ryu. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it's changed much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card before you got before. Okay, I finally get to see what's on. Oh, you mean this? Yes. This is a brand new piece of evidence, so perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. How exactly? You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear magnifying glass. I was trying to do that. I had to activate this cutscene for me to do it. Yeah. Rotate evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. If the crosshairs start to pulsate, press A to investigate it further. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. See if there isn't something new to be learned by examining it in more details. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Can I do it now? Can I do it now? No, I can't. Oh, now I can do it. It says hold a clinic on this medical report card. I hate clinics, almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. Aren't they all the same? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I ever had in my life. And I remember, even though I felt awful already, I had to have... Oh, wait. My mind went blank. And I remember, even though I felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. I'll never forget it. Never in my whole life. Most people would give their right arm to have had only one cold in their whole life. Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. Oh, it's slightly open. But I'm gonna check this out. It was a dentist. It looks like this medical report card was first issued to quite some time ago. It's probably a record of long-term treatment. That's why. With a family doctor, I imagine. Well, I can't imagine going to the doctor. I mean, as long as I'm alive, I'll never consult one. Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point. So you don't like doctors then? Why would you? They make you drink horrible tasting medicine and give you painful injections. And then they demand lots of money from you for the privilege. All when you're at your lowest ebb. ... You sound like a model patient. With a bad case. with a bad case of stubbornness, no less, for which the only cure is a very bitter medicine indeed. Alright, now let's open. Oh. There we go. Do I have to click on everyone, or can I just click on? Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. And there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with tropical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so. Just before the incident, he had a bad tooth removal. Perhaps they use laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you from feeling pain. There's a cautionary note for the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for the next 3 hours post-procedure until anesthetic effects have passed. Really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. With this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. So, you think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you? Definitely. Alright, there we go. Good discharge. Yes, pointing is going to inform men. Furthermore, present indeed only was doing all by himself.
Yes!
Okay, it was the right one. Well, I think, what are you littering about, lad? Call yourself a lawyer? I wish I could. But first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Ryu. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. I could see it quite clearly in the cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it is you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. ... All right. And thanks for the advice. Is he gonna slam the table? Or is it gonna be a soft slap? Korikuta-san. This is a medical report card belonging to the victim. Ah, I see. And I don't see. What of it, boy? Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement. Nope. It's still soft. It still slaps. Something clearly doesn't add up.
Objection!
Dear me, dear me. Have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You're not to interrupt the court proceeding with your amateurish drivel. But let's see if I can explain it in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant. But that's remember, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your own point. Your Excellency, I believe you're finished here. There is surely no need to prolong this trial further. The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else besides. Well, this medical report card has nothing to do with the case. Do you really believe that? What? This outburst have petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant? Perhaps because Hoda Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic. A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted. What's this now? And furthermore, if I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating. Just what are you trying to say, Cadet? He had orders not to eat? So what? It's all written up here. It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't. Korikuta-san. What, boy? What? As you just heard, when he was killed, sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim could not have been eating anything at all. No. Additionally, there's more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dying alone. Oh! He slammed the table. He slammed the table. It wasn't a slap, it was a slam. There we go. That's my boy. But that can't possibly be the case. Grr. Because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic. Expertly done, partner.
Objection!
What? What is this nonsense? You little upstart? ... These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Objection!
Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic? How dare you? I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryu? Yes, most definitely. So having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat, which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating the pictured beefsteak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel? Counsel? Oh, that means me. That means me, doesn't it? All right. The answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of your turning this trial around. Show them what you're really made of. Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been obviously. It can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
Objection!
You will not let go. You will not let go. You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person.
Yes!
There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim could not have been eating anything. Yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. I feel like he's Edgeworth. I have yet to see an Edgeworth type character, so I'll dub him Edgeworth for now. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witnesses' testimonies are unreliable. Oh, what was that? Hold on. The Twitch Authority, thank you for following. I appreciate it. All right, let me switch back. Oh, the frames dropped dramatically. Okay, they're back. I thought I had to fix something. Anyways, it's clear that these witnesses' testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial relentlessly. Kazuma, are you insane? You would take on the government? Don't worry, counsel. I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I have an issue with them. Those two witnesses in the stands. What? What are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if it now turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. It's not perjury. It says pre-jury. There's no. Anyways, and since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complacent in the killing. Complacent in murder? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna yell. I can barely read, apparently. The negative. There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. I was just following orders. That's right. As this man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told us. ... Oh. What? What did you say? Korikuta-san? Oh, no. You were just following orders? Now hold on, lad. I was, you say you never saw the gentlewoman. When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas? What?
Objection!
Yeah, sneeze. I'm sorry. Hold on. Well, I had to sneeze. No, I don't.
What? What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false testaments? Is that true, you pair? ... Just one. Just one simple slip of the tongue. Order, order. Counsel, I'm sorry. Order. Counsel, explain what's going on here. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this. Is we. Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? Well, that's classified. So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Ryu, judging from the way they're acting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Aochi had any idea about it. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there's only a handful of possibilities. It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Well, any ideas about who it might be behind this? If you can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouth shut. Of course, we need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here. But how? How can we possibly... Remember how we made progress before? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh yes, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have had, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. Like that card. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe. Please, wait, Your Excellency. I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. I knew nothing. And what does the defense have to say about this? Well, Your Excellency, no time to think. I'm just gonna have to close my eyes and shout the name that comes to my head. Hold on. This plan of the restaurant raises a number of questions, I think. Definitely. It's supposed to show the relative positions of everything in the moments following the incident. There's nothing to show the woman you say you saw there. Exactly. And that's not all. Look here, in the upper left, where it says kitchen. Oh yes, what of it? No one would use those complicated characters to write a kitchen, especially not if they were in a hurry. You mean you don't remember those characters yourself? You mean you don't remember those characters yourself, don't you? Study hard, Ryu. Okay, come on. Oh. Well, that's unexpected. What is? Look, don't you see it says the witness's name here? Satoru Hosonaga. Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point. It's not the name that's unexpected, it's his job title. His what? Oh! Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector? What on earth? ... I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. They're wielding it somehow here. Has been updated. Alright, let's go back. Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence is this guy.
Yes!
Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga, son. Hosonaga son, the waiter. Oh, Hosonaga son, the waiter who took the stand earlier.
Objection!
Poppycock. Poppycock. What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter cannot possibly have. Ooh, the light turned off. Where's the light? Time out. My light turned off. Turn that back on. There we go. Anyways, not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have the level of influence. For once, I would agree with you. If that is, the man truly were a waiter. What? If he truly were? Come on, Ryu. Time to hit this court with the truth. The truth about Satoru Hosonaga-san. Real identity as proven by this evidence. Boop.
Yes!
The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question. I agree. It shows great detail. It shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm sure we can conclude anything. Sorry, Excellency. The back of the card. It's the back of the back of. It's the back of the card that's of interest. I beg your pardon. Or perhaps I should say the front. Yes. It's the front of the. It's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. ... Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Hosonaga son's sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of the business card reveals the man in question's profession, his true profession. The waiter's profession? Well, that's surely... Good gracious! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. What? The waiter is a police detective? I'm losing it. All right, let's try again. I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before? The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power, absolute power, as far as regular civilians are concerned. So witnesses there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you've seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well. Uh-oh. Inspector Hosonaga. I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. The court will now take this plan and add it to the court as evidence. Oh, well, is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Yes, of course. Here you are. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It is my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake. So, you mean to say you really are a detective? But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course. I was working undercover. Undercover? Yes. There have been a series of instances at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you, that at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would have been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I must need to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you require these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? This soundtrack though. Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable. As I suspected. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite of the victim at the same table was a young lady who I guessed to be an English woman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say... Remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. ... It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant would be concealed. Those were my orders. But what if the Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soul. To name an Englishwoman as the prime suspect, well, irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case, but it's not right. ... One possibility does spring into mind. Oh, I was doing the... What do you mean, Cosmo? Yuma University is currently hosting a great number of exchange students from Great Britain. And I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical facility's research laboratory, is a young Englishwoman. What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for overseas study tour. You mean when I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university's pressure table was a certain Miss Jazelia Brett. She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yuma University Medical Facility. What? What is happening here? Okay, I was moving screams. I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene, and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to Your Excellency to decide how to deal with the situation. ... Very well, but thus all just matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a peculiarly critical premise. Namely, the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a dissertation of our justice system to ignore the truth and give it a ruling at this point.
Objection!
But, Your Excellency, this will mean missing the noon deadline of the ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, Consul. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes, sir. You will locate Jazelia Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency. But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau. ... As I have said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all the investigations flawlessly. So it won't be a problem? Nothing will get in my way. Court will be adjourned briefly. The prosecution must call this English student Giselle? Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes. Your Excellency. Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. To be continued. Alright, so I'm gonna end it here for now. I wanna go eat and relax for a little while. But I'll definitely be back on later tonight to continue. So let me save right quick. Yep. Alright, so with that, this is part 1. Thank you everybody who stopped by. Thank you for the follows. If you haven't already, please follow me on YouTube. If you got me on YouTube, follow me on Facebook. If you have follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitch. I would really appreciate it. If you haven't already, follow me on Instagram. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Oh, the light turned off. Hold on. The light turned off. I'm about to get off anyway, so it's fine. But I'm gonna keep it going all the way through. Anyways, it was nice playing Ace Attorney game again, and I'll see you guys in a few hours. This is Background Storm signing out.